Breaking: Governor Similaye Fubara of the Rivers State outsmarts Tinubu and APC over distorted peace agreement signed with Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister and former Governor of Rivers State. We should recall that on Monday, December 18, 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had intervened in the political crisis rocking the state. As the factional Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Edison Ehe, was mandated to recognize 27 members of the Assembly who recently defected to the All Progressive Congress APC. Now, Governor Similaye Fubara of the Rivers State has refused to withdraw his suit against the State House of Assembly, which was one of the resolution reached during a meeting summoned by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the end all the political crisis in the state. The 8-point resolution from the closed-door meeting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu called to end the political crisis in the state had it with Governor Similaye Fubara, a former governor of the state Peter Odili, and the Minister of the Capital Territory Nyesom Wike and other stakeholders at the presidential villa Abuja. The political crisis ravaging Rivers State followed a prolonged disagreement between Governor Fubara and Wike, his predecessor, and his political godfather. The state was plugged into a political crisis between October 29th and 30th when the hallowed chamber of the House of Assembly was burnt down, following alleged moves to impeach Governor Fubara. The crisis led to the emergence of two factional speakers, Martins Amehule, loyal to Wike, and Edison Ehe, a strong supporter of Similaye Fubara. However, as the crisis exacerbated, 27 House members said to be loyal to Wike announced their defection to the All Progressive Congress. But one of them later made a U-turn. Some commissioners loyal to Wike in Governor Fubara's cabinet also resigned from the office, some of them which is the Attorney General of Rivers State in the person of Adango and Finance. To stop the lingering crisis, the president and the stakeholders from the state held a meeting which began on Monday evening. The federal government, during the meeting, distanced itself from the political crisis. Meanwhile, at the end of the closed-door meeting, an 8-point resolution was reached, and all the stakeholders appended their signatures to bring the crisis to an end. And part of the resolution was that all the parties must withdraw cases in court. However, when the suit number IHC 230-2023 between Sir Similaye Joseph Fubara versus the Rivers State House of Assembly and others, pending before a State House High Court, came up on Wednesday, the counsel for the governor, D.O. Okoro SAN, told the court that he had not been briefed to withdraw the case. The High Court, sitting at Isiopo, was presided over by Justice O. Ben White, but the counsel for the State House of Assembly, Chief Ferdinand Obi SAN, told the court that his client had instructed him to withdraw the matter following the agreement reached by the parties. Now, following the varying instructions, Justice Ben White told Okoro to seek clarification from his client concerning the recent development pointed out by Obi. The case was then adjourned to January 31st, 2024 for report of settlement. Meanwhile, the factional Rivers State House of Assembly on Wednesday withdrew the impeachment notice served on the governor of the state, Sir Similaye Fubara. This occurred during the plenary at the auditorium of the House of Assembly quarters on Aba Road, which was converted to a hallowed chamber via a motion at the last plenary held by the factional assembly lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. A statement signed by Martins Nwachukwu, media aide to Amehule, on Wednesday said. Reading a letter on the floor of the House, signed by 24 members, the factional speaker, Right Honorable Martins Chike Amehule, recalled that on October 30, 2023, he read a notice of impeachment signed by 24 members of the House pursuant to Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as altered, which contained particulars of gross misconduct and was served on the governor. He also said that following the agreement reached on December 18, 2023, at the instance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the House had withdrawn the notice of impeachment and would abide by the letters of the agreement and the advice of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whom he said members had immense respect for. He also added that the factional house would continue to perform its constitutional functions of lawmaking and oversight for the development of the state, and lauded the president for his fatherly role in the settlement of the issues. It was also reported on Monday, we should recall, that the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu had intervened in the political crisis rocking in the state. And as the factional speaker of the House of Assembly, Edison Ehe, was mandated to recognize 27 members of the House of Assembly who recently defected to the All Progressive Congress. The political crisis ravaging Rivers State followed a prolonged disagreement between the governor, Fubara, and Wike, now the Federal Capital Territory Minister, his predecessor and political godfather. The state was plunged into a political crisis between 29th of October and 30th, when the hallowed chamber of the House of Assembly was burnt down, and the crisis led to the emergence of two factional speakers, which also led to defections of some ministers. However, this crisis has led to so many reactions on social media. The netizens has reacted. Daniel Christian Onyegoriziri said, "Good one. That's what makes him the governor. Tinubu and Wike can't stay in Abuja and be controlling Lagos." Prince Hamza Abubakar said, "Very good, senior man. I hope you end godfatherism in your state. Show Wike you're a wise man. You're wiser than him. Do your job wisely without fear. Anybody except God, that's the person you fear. Nigeria need this kind of guy." Justice Musa said, "Why should he do that? If he dare withdraw suit against those pro-Wike, they'll finish him in a cool way. To me, the battle just begins. Then it must be finished. If the governor failed to finish them, they will finish him. That's just the fact." Jeff Panala said, "If I were governor of Fubara, I should know that this is a political chess game. Unless he doesn't play chess, he should allow himself to be checkmated and then lose his credence from Rivers people."